Hello.
Hi, hello, Doc. You're welcome, sir.
Yes, how is it going?
Very fine. No, it's
sorry.
okay. I should be the one apologizing. We are good to roll in a minute. I just want to get it recorded and then off on the Arojah page.
That's fine. Kagani.
So once it goes live, we start.
Fine.
Yes. Okay, everyone. Good afternoon, and I am pleased. So once it goes live, we start. Yeah. I always have this. Just a minute, please. Apologizing. We are good to roll in a minute. All right. Yeah, sorry, please. I would request that we mute. This is going to be a very brief exercise. And I'd like to say good afternoon to everyone on that end. Particularly permit me to start by quickly recognizing the presence with us of two very important persons. I have in the house Dr. Rashida Lehman, who is the head of department of theater at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and of course one of our judges, for this year's edition of the Arojah Student Playwriting Prize. And also we have in the house Dr. Ola Ifatimehin. Dr. Ola Ifatimehin is also the head of Department of Theater at the Bayero University, Kano, popularly known as BUK. And Dr. Ola is also one of three judges for this year. In fact, he is the head, is the chairman of that panel. Dr. Ola headed the panel last year. And this year, Dr. Ola is also heading the panel for the Arojah Student Playwriting Competition. Let me just quickly take this opportunity to say that this is an initiative of Arojah Royal Theatre, and the primary desire of this project, which is still in its growing stage, is to provide a platform for younger playwrights, to express themselves and begin to climb up the ladder. And so we had the maiden edition last year, 2020, and of course we had winners emerge, and they received, I think the winning prize was 100,000 last year, with the kind support also of CITAD, that is the Center for Information Technology and Development, through MacArthur Foundation, or I think it's the other way around. MacArthur Foundation through CITAD, supported us last year, and they are also supporting us, this year. I can tell you, that I can assure you. So we are grateful to CITAD and MacArthur Foundation for finding it worthy to support these, means of cultural expression, using theater as a means of advocacy to address the ills in the society. So the 2021 edition is in honor of one of our departed literary giants, Professor John Pepper Clark. And so we have found worthy one of his poems titled The Casualty. And so the casualty is our focus for this year's Arojah Student Playwriting Prize. And so what we have asked participants to do this year is to interrogate or adapt that poem into a stage performance. And that would seem like a very daunting task, you know, considering the number of entries that we received this year. But that is not to say we have any regrets, because you will agree with me that there are lots of works out there that, I mean, that deserves the kind of interrogation that we are talking about now. Rather than allow works to remain on the shelf, I think it is not out of place if we continue to interrogate them, either from stage to poetry or from poetry to stage, or, I mean, transposing those works in different ways. And that is what we have done this year. And so again, I want to say a very big thank you for those who participated in this year's edition. And of course, also to our judges. Our third judge is not in the house, Anote Ajeloru. I hope I pronounced that name very well. Is the third, you know, of our judges for this year. They have done a very good job as usual, and of course, as I would expect. And so, very briefly, I am going to request that the head judge, or the chief judge, the chief justice of the Arojah Playwright, you know, Student Playwright Prize, just have a brief, you know, remark. Or better still, let me start from my HOD. I would request Dr. Liman to make a brief remark, and then we go to Dr. Ola, and then we'll announce the shortlist. Dr. Liman, just a brief remark on this, you know, from you.
Yes. Okay. Unity can source this. I also want to everybody that are in whether they are we don't have any creatives to use on all of them.
Yeah.
Candidates that not congratulate the team and put the I probably look forward to more of this because it gives hope. They are learning creative works, you know. So congrats to everybody that participated.
Okay, that was a bit shaky while it lasted, and I think that is network. Okay, like someone just posted that we couldn't hear you. I think network, yes, network was bad, so we couldn't get the better part of what you said. Maybe we can, I think it's better now, so you can. Oh, it's still shaky. It's still shaky. We couldn't hear. Yeah. Okay, maybe we take Dr. La and then see if we can come back to you because it's still not clear. Yeah, poor network for sure. Yeah. All right. So, Dr. La, let's get to you. Hoping that there will be better network from your end.
Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you can. Let me start by testing the mic. Hope everybody can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
It's unfortunate that the network is not allowing us to hear the dopest mama herself, Dr. Liman. But I believe that with time it will improve and we will get to hear from her. But The message is simple. If I dare say that, I'll be speaking for both of us. But that's for Dr. Liman and myself, and of course for the member of the jury. The process for me, I mean, for us, was quite exciting in the sense that we got played from different parts of the country, and then people brought in their own experiences in interpreting the poem and converting it into. It's such an exciting experience for me. And then, of course, we went through the number of plays submitted, I think 14 or 15 or thereabout. And then from that, a short list of 5, which will be announced shortly by the coordinator of the Arojah competition. So basically, it's just to appreciate the efforts that the Arojah Theatre is doing in grooming and promoting dramatic writing from young people in tertiary institutions. I think that it's an amazing venture, and I can only pray that it is sustained. People who never thought could write, people who never had platforms to share their creative endeavors, find this competition as an important avenue for showcasing their talents, their creative works. And I'm delighted to hear that one of the plays from last year's competition is hitting the stage or has hit the stage already in the University of Ibadan.
On Saturday, August 28th. While the winning play for last year was on stage on July 22nd, and then the second runner-up was on stage August 28th.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I mean, this is very commendable. But I would love that Arojah herself should create that platform for staging these plays, rather than waiting for people to find sources of performing their plays. But if Arojah Theatre could move beyond the dramatic writing to having this play staged, probably, let's say, a 3-day event for the prize giving and all that, and then 2 nights of performances will just be awesome, you know, of the plays, of the entries. So, I mean, this is something that Arojah Theatre should look into. So once again, we are grateful for the opportunity given to us. It's always a delight working with Dr. Rashida Liman, the dopest mama. Yeah, I mean, it's always an opportunity to learn and to rub minds, you know. We particularly belong to a similar school of thought, which makes the work very exciting for me each time we connect to work together. Okay, so I'm really grateful for the opportunity and for the cooperation given by the members of the jury. And I thank the Arojah Royal Theatre for the opportunity too. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Dr. Ola. And I mean, for me, you know,
that came out clearly. So
it's very clearly. And you know, it's always a delight. Let me borrow your word, to work with you know, the both of you. And that's one thing I would look forward to, more opportunity of it. And like you said, 2 things we are doing with the works that are coming in through this, you know, initiative. One, as you are aware, Dr. Ola, is that the entries for last year, the winning entries for last year are currently in the press, going through editorial. We are going to publish the winning works for last year. For this year, we are going to do the same. No sponsors for them, I can tell you. Whether we get sponsor or not, we will get it done. This is a project. I mean, we will get it done. And the other part of it, which just started work on, is what we call the Abuja Festival of New Plays. The Abuja Festival of New Plays, which is largely going to feature plays, you know, from this competition. So I am sure that if we say yes, we can start just like we started this last year. and we're having it this year, and I can assure it's going to be sustained. Even if we are going to do it for last year and this year, we have the benefit of support from MacArthur for the prize money, and next year we are going to push on, and we'll see what we can, do to sustain this. So very quickly, I mean, let us go to the announcement itself. It's interesting, like how much of influence. I am sure that the judges are not aware of this, because what they received were just the blank plays without the names of the playwrights and without the tertiary institutions they are from. But going back to your short list and matching names and institution to the plays, I see here a very big influence of last year's winner on the entries we have on the short list. Like Dr. Ola said, we had 15 entries. I mean, it was a far cry from what we had last year, but like I said, it's also still very encouraging. So on behalf of the Arojah Royal Theatre Management, I have the pleasure of announcing our short list for the Arojah Student Playwriting Prize 2021, which was based on the work of the late Professor John Pepper Clark's poem, The Casualty. So in no particular orders, here are the 5, plays that made our shortlist. And let me inform you that the winners will be announced come Saturday, 9th of October, 2021 in Abuja. Further details of that will be provided. So on the 5 shortlist, I have Don't Sing by Tobiloba Oladeji. Don't Sing by Tobiloba Oladeji from OAU, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Don't Sing by Tobiloba Oladeji. I have here, and I'm sure the judges will confirm, I mean, they sent in this list, in Saint Mulumba by Abuchi Modilim, I am not sure whether I got that correctly, and is a 400 level student of
Abuchi Modeling.
Okay, Abuchi Modeling, yeah. From the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Enugu State. We have on the list Clark's Revolt by Adeola Bamidele from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Clark's Revolt by Adeola Bamidele from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. And we have Clamor of Agony by Lukman Shegun from UNIBEN, University of Benin, University of Benin. And again, from OAU, Ile-Ife, we have again, Hope in Pain by Joshua Ojo from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Incidentally, Joshua Ojo, as a 300 level student, won the maiden edition, and here he is again on the shortlist of this year's edition. So those are our 5, plays and playwrights who made it to the shortlist. The winner will be announced on October the 9th, and we will be awarding 150,000 naira to the winner and 50 each to the first and second runner-up, as already announced. Last year was 100,000, and we hope that this will continue to improve. And like I said, the winning plays are going to make it into an anthology. The one for this year is almost concluded and hopefully will be early enough to make it for our for the prize ceremony for this year. And so, I mean, just very briefly before we exit, just in case we have one question, or I mean, that should be allowed if there is any question. A press release will follow this. This is just to announce. A press release will follow to further intimate members of the public as to the shortlist for this year.
Hello.
Hi. Yes.
Yeah, I have a couple questions I want to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to find out what was the quality of submissions like? I mean, it seems like a very hard topic, asking CSS students to interpret an anthology of poems. It seems quite hard to do. So what was the quality like? Because I remember in fact May said last year's was the submissions were not quite so good, but that he is hoping that it will improve. So I wanted to find out what the submission is like, the quality of submission is like this year.
Okay, so let me leave that to Dr. Ola.
And then yes, and also yes, and also what motivated TAP to go with the book in the first place.
Okay. So what motivated the need to go to take that route this year? We felt like that Professor J.P. Clark just passed on. And we just felt that we want to do something that will be commemorative, to honor his departure for his contribution to the literary history of Nigeria and the rest of the world. So that's our own little way of doing that. And because also we are deploying the art of advocacy. So we felt like the casualties, a poem by J.P. Clark would be just about the right one to use because of where Nigeria is today, where we are in one way or the other, casualties of one thing or the other. So Dr. Ola, Dr. Liman, over to you for the rest of the question.
So I actually did not get the first part of what she said.
Okay, she was asking about the quality. Can you speak to the quality of the entries? The quality of the entries, considering that it's a very hard job we have asked them to do. So what was the quality of the entries like?
Oh, okay. Well, for me, based on the fact that I was part of the first round and then this one, the first round, we actually had so many entries. And in terms of quality, only a few of them could actually be regarded as, But then this year, we had just 15, and the competition was quite intense. Even though we had our own internal wranglings among the jurors in terms of the quality of the plays, but the majority of the plays were actually very encouraging compared to the first round of submissions, right? Which goes to say that students are paying more attention to the basic requirements of dramatic writing, how to go about spawning conflict, how to develop characters and characterization, language in terms of diction, and then of course the quality of grammar. This round has a lot of improvement. So the lesser the entries it appears, the more the quality of the production in terms of the literary production, creativity. So yeah, I could say that there is an improvement, but a lot more is required. I mean, somebody made a submission of just 1 page or 2 pages as a play, and if you look at the poem in itself, it's about a page or 2. And then you are creating a piece of dramatic writing that is shorter than, naturally you should know that it should be, even though a play, it should be such that carries a complete story, you know. Yeah, but I think that the quality has improved compared to the last time. But so much more needs to be done. And I'm glad that Arojah is doing this. It goes a long way to improve the quality of writing and, of course, of teaching and learning we have in our tertiary institutions.
One of the things we also did last year was to bring together all participants in the maiden edition to a workshop, a playwriting workshop. Yes, while the tertiary institution they belong are doing a lot of work in honing their skills, we brought them in contact with 3 established playwrights, Makinde Adeniran and Chris Sago from Germany, and I can't remember the other lady. There's another lady from Northern Ireland, where we brought all the participants in contact with as a way of to interrogate with these established playwrights on how to better their writing skills. So that's part of the benefit, and that is also going to happen this year. So the idea is that why the work might not be the best that we expect it to be, but it provides the opportunity for them to express themselves dramatically, and an opportunity to continue to improve, because this year we are going to have another master class, which is going to be primarily on adaptation of plays, whether from poetry to play to from stage to this. So which is another benefit they are taking away from this activity this year, whether they win the prize or not. And we hope that as many, even those that did not participate last year, participated in the master class, and we hope that the same thing will happen this year. So that's it for us. And let me use that opportunity to quickly welcome Mr. Paul Liam, or whom I simply call Mr. Liam. He is the administrator of this prize. Is engaged. This was a lot impromptu, so our apologies. And of course, we also have in the house Barrister Ahmed Miwada, the president of the Association of Nigerian Authors, who was on ground to help us present, the prize last year. So thank you for joining us. Except we have any other question, I think we are just about done. Apologies, because personally too, Arojah Royal Theatre is participating in an international theatre festival, which kicks off on the 8th of September, virtually though. And so there's a press conference for 2 p.m. and we would have to run. A press release, will follow this brief announcement, so that in the papers, we get to see our shortlist for this year. Thank you, and we hope that more, young persons will key into this opportunity, as we believe this will continue to grow. As we have moved from 100 to 150 this year, we hope to move even further, for next year. Thank you for joining us. Ayodele, the second runner-up last year, is just Ayomide, I mean to say, Ayomide Bayowa is just joining us, but unfortunately, it's time, to go. Ayomide, you are welcome. Ayomide was our second runner-up last year, and his play, Recyclable Chair, was staged at the weekend at the Obafemi Awolowo University of Ibadan, I mean to say. Ayomide, thank you. You didn't participate this year, but we're happy to see that your play was on stage. On our end, we are still going to make efforts to put those winning plays on stage. Mr. Liam, let's just take the last word from you and we are done. Muted, I think. No audio. Mr. Liam, check your audio. I hope you have not offended the gods. Okay, so unfortunately, Mr. Liam is not able to get on. So I'd like to say a very big thank you to everyone. Look forward to further information. If you have a chance, please join us. If you are in Abuja, join us at the Mamba Cafe on Saturday, September 11, where we have an evening of spoken word, storytelling, and interactive session as part of our participation in the House Electronica Festival going on in Australia, sorry, in Linz, Austria. Thank you, and bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye. Congratulations to all the shortlisted players. Bye, everyone. See you some other time. Thank you.